Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Bobcast. Today on the show, I have something special for you. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce the great Cassi B.
I said right now, I'm spitting hotter than a devil's resident. Laughing at these haters cause they know my rhymes are excellent. Cassi B, I'm gonna make it, yeah, you know that's evident. Can't wait till my name get big like an elephant. People talking about me, talking about them garbage. They keep blowing me like a fucking game cartridge. They won't be saying that when I'm getting green like a garden. I'm shooting for the top and now I'm sticking to my target. Fuck out my face if you tryna tell me bullshit. I gotta think straight so I don't got no time for bullshit. Real G talking, fake haters they don't understand. Got my whole squad on my side like a marching band. You know, just yesterday I went shopping with my moms. Talking about what's gonna be my future job. I need a plan A, a plan B, a plan C. But the whole plan is to get a lot of money. So, what's it gonna be? Cause life is too hard, but life is easy when you living real large. Sometimes I be thinking, what's gonna be my future? But right now I just wanna lay back and get some brain like a tutor. I got over 50 songs on the damn internet. Over 1,000 plays, Cassi B, yeah, I am the best. I'm just saying shit that's coming out my brain. You can't get rid of me cause all I got is stain. Yeah, CB, get money, get away from me. Big Bobcast, what's going on, Ryan? Woo!
Let's get it, son.
Yeah.
We're tapped in today.
As a motherfucker.
Right when you walked in the building, man. From then till dude, we're just rolling with it, brother.
Hell yeah.
Dude, I appreciate you coming up and spitting, dude. I have a lot of rappers on here, a lot of musicians, and a few have performed on the show. But that was your idea, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I like that you brought that, you know what I'm saying? Because I think when it comes to the art, we kind of talk about separating the art and the artist and like, oh, this is a podcast. We're not doing our art right now. We're just gonna talk. But to come out of the gate with the art, then you're laying it down. You're going, hey man, this is me. This is my shit, and this is what I do. So you know the Bobcast, man. We're just gonna go and do our thing.
Let's go.
I love to do an intro with you, but I just the way that we came out the gate, I want to get the conversation started.
Might as well.
When did, and I'll probably go way back at some point, but when did the music start for you? And what is the music to you now versus what it was to you back then? Because I know you started at a younger age, whatever, in your teens or something like that, and you even have that on the album, which I think is amazing, and we'll dive into the album later. So we'll bookmark that topic for now. But what is it like? What is this music evolution, been like for you?
First off, I want to start off by saying I'm from Togo, West Africa, and I was born there, and I guess I'm just from a music household. I always heard music. Our culture is music, weddings, music, funerals, music. Everything is music. So I was always around music, and I came here, started listening to Wayne and Pac on the radio, and Pac got me to writing. I listened to a lot of Pac songs that got me to writing, and later on, Lil Wayne, that's my favorite artist, and I just focused on music after that.
So when was that when you went from, you grew up in Africa or you grew up here?
Basically, I grew up here, but I was born there. I came here by myself, actually, when I was like in between, I think I was 5. Yeah.
Were you adopted to here, or was it your
Nah, it was my mom and my pops. They came here together, and then I came after. I just came like by myself.
No way, dude. That's crazy. So did your family like kind of make it happen so you can move?
Yeah,
so
they
you
made
could
it happen.
Make it over here.
Yeah, they made it happen.
Damn, that's crazy. So I assume your parents wanted you to be here.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't know what it's like there, dude.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Different.
Can you paint any picture of what your life, like, do you know what people, like what your life would have been like if you grew up there?
I just went on vacation there. I spent 4 weeks out there from December to January. And being there as an adult, because I've been there like twice since I came here, so that would be my 3rd time.
Got it.
And it's like, man, I didn't see one lazy person since I was there. Like, everybody's working. Like, if you don't have anything going on, it's because you don't want anything going on. You feel me? So I feel like that also is in my blood too. While I'm also a super grinder. You feel me? Got to get to it. You know. But it's lovely there. It's tropical weathers, and if you wanna be somebody, you can. And when I was out there, I realized, like, I'm fucking blessed. Like, my worst days are their best days. You know,
in most places.
In most places,
top,
at that,
we're the top 1% of the world, dude. That's really what
you feel me. So it just gave me a whole bunch of appreciation for everything I have. I'm more grateful. I wrote a bunch of lessons that I learned out there. That's also on the project, and I'm glad I went. You know, Made in Togo came out of it. So yeah.
Were your parents like that too with the work ethic, or?
Yeah, my mom, she's a nurse. And she's like, she always tells me this story since I was a kid. Yeah, when I was young, her mom, which is my grandmother, my mom is super smart. Like, she, out of her family, is the only one who finished school and loved school, actually. And because of that, like, she had a bunch of obstacles, but she still overcame all those obstacles. And, you know, because of her, I'm here. You feel me? So just her putting all the effort that she put in is the reason why I'm here. So, like, she's a super hustler, and that's her. And for my pops, I don't really talk about him because they split up before I came here, you know. And so, like, yeah, I don't really have a lot of conversations about that.
And I don't want to get into anything you don't want to talk about, but do you think that I mean, that must have had, do you think you had to grow up faster?
Hell yeah. Like, I feel like my mom instilled in me, like, as a kid, like, you gotta be quick, gotta be quick. And I grew up in the South Ward. I live in Newark, Schley Street, you feel me? And
my grandparents grew up there.
In Newark? South Ward?
I don't know if they're where in Newark, but this was a long time ago, you can imagine. Okay. You know, this is the 20s, 30s.
Oh, yeah, shit, I wasn't even born, so.
Oh, we weren't even close to a thought,
so, exactly. So, yeah.
But anyway, you grew up in Newark, though. And so what was that experience like?
Man, it was the best.
Because you could assume I'm a little removed from that experience. Like, I'm out here, dude. I live my life out here.
It was fun and it was real. And you came outside every day knowing, like, it's going to be a story told. Like, today's going to be a story. Like, yesterday was a story.
Did you feel like it was dangerous at all? Or did you feel like you always had your composure?
Like, one thing, I feel like my mom gave this to me. She, like, as much as I'm independent, I'm also not a follower. You feel me? I'm a leader. So, like, yeah, I'm on a block. Yeah, I'm around everybody. I'm around everything, but I still have my own mind. And I feel like if you upfront about that, people gonna respect you. And I feel like people respect me, you know, so.
Well, and the thing is, like, you kind of just, I mean, it happens everywhere. Whether you're in a business, whether you're in an organization, or where you live or your community or even your family, it's like there's a pecking order that gets established, and then there's a level of respect where if you're respected, you know, like, the people you can trust, the people you can't trust.
Right.
It doesn't matter where you are. I mean, I feel like that's pretty universal. You know,
man, you will learn that. I learned that when I was on Schley, when I was growing up, where I was growing up. Loyalty, like. You would think that the people that's around you are, like, gonna be around you forever, you know. But I feel like maybe all young people think like that, you know. And you just gotta learn. But life will do that to you.
Oh, it'll show you. If you don't learn now, you're gonna learn later. So.
Oh man, you're gonna put you in a headlock. And the thing is, like, I feel like the earlier you learn, the better off you'll be, because your perspective will be different, you know. And that's important.
Yeah, I mean, the more perspectives, like you going and traveling there to Togo, and like anything that can add to your perspectives, I feel like is invaluable. Yeah. And I feel like you should also, not that you should go broke, but you should spend a lot, like, it's okay to spend a lot of money on things that give you perspective, I think.
Yeah.
You know, especially an experience like that.
Hell yeah. And I'm growing up on Schley, like, yo, Man, I freestyle, like my first freestyles on the block. You feel me? I remember I dropped my first mixtape called No Hesitation, and shit. I dropped it on SoundCloud. Then nobody knew what SoundCloud was. Like I was sending people links to stuff like and like that was the time like right around LimeWire. So like it was sketchy. Wow. Like you sending me links, I'm sending you to listen to my music. Like you feel me? Like nobody was doing that, and shit, it was live, like getting all the feedback from my boys and people that I ain't know from the other hoods, and you know shit. Like it was cool. Like I guess that was like kind of my first like feeling like, oh shit, like okay, I could do it because like my boys is fucking with it, and that was really all who was for in the beginning. You feel me? My boys.
Yeah. That's the best people to do it for. Because I saw a couple of my friends the other day. I see them every so often. I mean, they're my homies. They're my day one homies. But I pulled up at my friend's place and my buddy was like, "Hey man, yeah, I got an album called Second Story," and he was like, "Oh man, we were listening to Second Story the other day, my two friends, and they're like, it's actually pretty good." I'm like, "Word, dude, I appreciate it." It's like even though I dropped it in 2018,
it's like, still good music.
Yeah, like, and they go back there like, "Oh, okay, like yeah, there's some good songs and tracks in there," and I feel like I've grown, a lot since then for sure. But it's just nice to be like, yeah, it actually is for the homies though. Like, and I make music for people that live here too. Like I have a balance. I make music for people that live where I'm at. I make music for myself. I make music for whatever. Like what I say is I got the country bop and the city bop. You know what I'm saying? Like I try to have both.
Different bops. Yeah. And like as I grew as an artist, like I had different stages where like I had different like whys. As an artist you have to have your why, and like I think like earlier on that was one of those whys, like it's for my boys, this and that, and then as I got more better at my craft and started getting better equipment, studio, the sound started getting better, rhymes started getting better, stories started getting better, everything started getting better. Like it was more about like when I go to these shows, people who I never met before, they fuck with it. Oh shit, okay, I got something going on here. Like, and then I go on the data when I go on the distribution app, and it's like, oh shit, I never been to Chile before, I never been to Spain before, I never been to fucking all these countries before, but they're listening to it. So it's like, okay, this is for the world.
That was the craziest thing to me when I see, for both music and the podcast, because I have like all those analytics for the podcast too. I have people, I think I'm sorry, I don't remember your name, but she's from Poland, I think. Either Poland or Switzerland, but just threw me up on her story one day. I was just on her TV. And I'm like, this is crazy, dude. I'm like, I don't need to do it I don't need to, like I was telling you off camera, like, I just do this I love doing it, but that is crazy though to think like somebody in this random, but they're just a person. It's exactly. Like they're just in this place and you're just in this place, but
exactly. And now my why for why I do music is because man, I'm from Togo. It's 11 million people in Togo, and I feel like if I could help even 10% of that, I'll be I'll be genuinely happy. Like I did something, I contributed to something in this world. You feel me? And like not a lot of people make it from where I came from, and I'll probably be the first to do it. You feel me? So man, I got a lot to talk about. So let's just get to it.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah. Is there anything that you want into specifically? Because I'll keep going and doing my thing on the conversation, but it's on you if you want to jump in.
Yeah, just to add on what I was saying, like talking about Made in Togo. The first week, and
this is your album.
This is my.
Can you
give
a little context before we go in, like context on the album? Like, how did it start? Did it start with one song? Like, what and what's the gist of it, so people can know? And then I'll link it in the show notes or the description, and they can go and pop it on.
Okay, bet. So Made in Togo, the name is what it is.
Like I was made in Togo.
You feel me? So I think. No, in November, my moms were talking about going on vacation and to Togo, and I didn't want to really go because I had like serious stuff I had to take care of here. But she convinced me. I went and I had like just the best experience. It was the best 4 weeks I had in a minute. You feel me? Like, and I'm a workaholic, so a vacation is like weird language to me, you know, like vacation, what's that? You know, but I went and it kind of gave me in my time for my mind and my body to kind of reset, you know, and I started thinking, and shout out to my homegirl Mahasin, because I was telling her like, yo, I'm gonna write music when I was out there, but I was having such a great time I forgot, and it was like 7 days left, and she told me like, yo, like what's up with the music? And I was like, oh shit, it's 7 days left, I'm about to start writing. So I wrote music out there, and the music that's on the project is made in Togo.
Wow, so it's not just you, it's also the music was literally made there.
Yeah.
See, this is why I talk to people, because I wouldn't know that unless I talked to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In terms of now so you wrote this music there, and then what was the timeline on getting back and like recording and putting the album together?
Like I'm a very organized person. Prior to the vacation, I would go to studios, record, get it mixed and mastered there, and I made plans when I was in Togo. Like, okay, when I come back, I'm gonna get my own recording studio set. I used to when I was in college, but it just got messed up, and I decided to just go to studios. But I was like, you know what? I know what to do now. You know, I'm more smarter. I have more knowledge on what to do. So I got my equipment. When I came back, set it up, man. I was recording every day.
Yeah.
Like I record. I was calling him when I was recording. Like I had videos like recording Bigger Than Big and shit. And it was a great experience. Yeah, I probably did like 10 days to finish the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's crazy. Yeah, that's dope.
Cause I had the music already.
Yeah.
So I had the beats already.
Yo, how nice is it to be self-sufficient too? To be able to record your own. And listen, like I truly believe that somebody else, like I totally respect I wrote it, recorded it, produced it, mixed it, mastered it, released it, distributed it, marketed it. I love it. But I think somebody else should master. So I always want somebody else to at least in one way or another touch my song, like have a hand in my songs. Because it's gonna bring, I don't know the best thing for that element.
You have to. You know why? Yeah. I learned that lesson very early on. That's why I was saying when I was in college, I had a studio equipment. I set it up in my dorm room. Shit, I had me and my people. We was recording songs out in there. You feel me? Like hits. You feel me? Shit. Shout out Feek G's. Shout out my boy Nico. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. So we recorded music in there. But then when I started going to the studios, I realized like the quality was just better. And I was like, I can't be the best rapper and engineer at the same time. You feel me? Maybe I could, but I knew I wasn't going to put in the effort. I'm honest with myself.
Yep.
I'm going to put more effort into my bars and my music than this engineering shit. So I decided to leave it to the engineers. And that's why I started going to studios. But as I got more knowledge in this music game, I know like, oh shit, it's something called stems. You feel me? I can record and send it to them, and they'll clean it up.
Still make it sound
You feel
good.
me? So yeah, I got put on the game, man. Through time, and that's what I did. I recorded it all probably like 10 or less days, and send it to Kevin. Shout out Kev. Yes sir.
Shout out Kev.
He mixed and mastered a lot of those songs that's on the project. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Is it? I forgot.
Empower Studios. Shout out Empower Studios. Yeah, Kev.
Hey, you got to do the plug, brother.
Yeah.
Got to do the plug.
I show love all the time because people show love to me.
That's what you got to do.
You feel me? Thank you if you show love to me. Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Thank everybody, man. Thank everybody for even like clicking on any of our shit at all ever.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. I'm like, there's so many people on the internet and people will listen to my song and click on my page.
Yo, it's a blessing. It's a blessing.
In terms of what you mentioned before, I wanted to get to this, which is when you go somewhere else. I think like what your friend was saying, like, hey, where's the music, and you realize there's 7 days left. Mm-hmm. I truly believe that artists need the experience to write the music. Like create. You needed the 3 weeks for the last week to do it, right?
Exactly.
Artists need and this is what happened to me during the pandemic, man. I built my business during that time, and I didn't feel as creative because I feel like because I wasn't doing anything. Like I wasn't out actually experiencing. I wasn't having I actually got a girlfriend at that time, but I wasn't like going, having a heartbreak over here, or I wasn't going into this girl and then there was another one, or I wasn't going to going out with my friends from way back and writing a song about it, and I wasn't going to some random place for the weekend.
You didn't have experiences.
So I truly believe that like you need the 3 weeks.
Nah, it's true, man. It's true. I mean, but it's also to each his own, though. You feel me? Like, you could have, if you're a great storyteller, I feel like to be a great artist, you should be a great storyteller. You know, and that's one of the key things I want to talk about.
Yep. And
if you can, you could go and you could do your thing in the studio. But like, it all comes from the realest songs, the songs that everybody like. You know, them shits come from real stories. You feel me? Or at least close enough to the real story. You dig? So
you're like a translator. You're like, here's the story. The song is like the way to access it. It's the different. It's the gap between the person listening and you. That song is the gap. You know?
Exactly. Like, I have a project called. I have a EP called The Therapist, and in The Therapist, the intro, I'm having a conversation with my therapist, right? And she's like, "Yo, my name is," and I'm like, "Yo, I don't even give a fuck about your name. Like, I don't even want to be here." You feel me? And this is like a skit. And she's like, "Well, shit, you're a grown-ass man. You don't have to be here. But I heard you have mental health issues. Do you want to explain it, express yourself the best way you know how?" And then throughout the album, that's me talking. You feel me? And then at the end, it's like, "Yo, when is my next session?" And then I have a session 2. And all of those songs are like upbeat because I just, healed from the first session. So now I'm turned, you feel me?
Yep.
Yeah, so I say that to say, like, yeah, they come from stories. You feel me? Real life shit. You feel me? And that's why they so real. I got a song called Headaches. My boy Brandon, you did. We about to shoot that song.
He put me on it too.
Headaches?
Yeah, he put me on it today, actually, because I was going through more of your new songs. You say for a Made in Togo scenario, like, or a therapist scenario, do you then, like, you seem to like the conceptual album framework?
Yeah,
because you're not. It's not like it's not like you release 40 singles. It's like you're doing tapes, dude. Like, not a lot of people are doing tapes like that.
Yeah, you know what? It's crazy too, because I get a lot of love on it from the back end of these projects that I do. Like, and I think it's because I love to create. I'm a real creative person. I love things to make sense. I love to make new things. I love to take experiences and feelings that I just don't know how to express in words and just paint a picture, whether it's through music or visual music videos or whatever. And yeah.
When you're making a song, are you thinking about any other elements besides the audio? Like, are you thinking about the video and the performance and all these other things? And this might be a higher level. Like, what I've kind of realized now is, like, I feel like with a song, you might have kind of a sixth sense with it where you're like, damn, it's just coming out. This is a song. But I think there's a higher level, and I'm not saying I'm there because I'm just trying to learn, but I think there's a level where it's like, you know how people make songs that are like, you can literally chill to them, you can turn up to them, you can do, it's like, how the hell did they capture that? So that's why I always ask artists about, do they think about the other ways that this song is going to be used, whether it's a video, whether it's a performance, whether it's in the club.
Exactly. Like, all my music is, when you listen to it, it's like watching a movie. You know what I mean? You could see it, you know. Headaches, I get a lot of them. Say that I'm a problem child, but that ain't my problem. I ain't perfect, but I swear to you that God got me. Thinking about a million things until I smoke this what? You know, so everybody feel that. You know what I mean? Thinking about a million things until I smoke this what? You know, everybody feel that. So you could see that. You feel me?
The visual.
Yeah, so I make these songs and I already know, okay, this is a go. You feel me? Songs that are super, super deep. Like, most of my deep songs, they all visuals. You feel me? Like, we shot To Understand, Big Blunts, fucking, not Heart on My Sleeve, Root of Evil. Come on, help me out, Brandon. Changes. What else? Trapping.
What up?
We got so many music videos, man. We got a lot of music videos.
And this is a perfect time to bring him in too. Brother B, I
showed myself right before this. So,
okay, good.
Yeah.
So people get the visual. And for people listening, this is Brandon Ferrero. He's the expert. He is the OG best music videographer on the goddamn East
You got
Coast.
gassing it a
fact.
little bit, but appreciate it. Appreciate the love, boys.
Oh no, dude, this is just real for real. When did you and what was the first song that you guys made? Was it Headaches or
Understand.
that video?
Understand. What's good for you ain't good for me.
Hey.
Understand?
Damn, boy.
Yeah.
So,
Might
how did
as
y'all
well
link
listen to
up?
music. Shit, my boy, Mike.
Michael Keem.
Michael King.
We are all alumni of Fairleigh Dickinson University, so that was kind of the the middle puzzle piece for all of us that connected us in a way.
Yeah. Shout out Mike.
That's dope, dude. Yeah. So it's a whole new level with this, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like it adds like I didn't do a video till my 30s until I released like 30 songs.
Yeah.
You know, I only did remixes.
Nah, like shit. I can't even count how many songs I did before I did my first video, and I did a video before I did a video with Brandon.
Did you know how to like act in the video, dude? Because I feel like I did okay. I don't look like an idiot, but like I don't know. Like there's there's artists who just know they can just move and shit, and I'm like not really. Maybe you're like
You talking about when you shooting the video?
Yeah,
or
I'm talking
the acting?
on camera, like what your movements on the camera, because you can look stupid quick, not you, but like anybody. It's easy for us to look stupid on camera if you don't really know.
It's all about like the vibe of the song, though. It's all about the music video. It's all about the concept. You feel me?
Do you like to have people in your songs, in your music videos too, or
it depends. It depends on the song.
Got it.
It depends on the song. Shit, we made a song called Homebody, and we had this bad mommy. Shout out to you.
Okay.
You dig on there? You feel
Damn,
me?
you might have showed me that, B. I don't know.
Yeah, Homebody. Shout out. Yeah. So yeah, some songs require people, but for songs like I don't know what song it was. Dolo. Changes
was a Dolo track.
That was on Therapist. You feel me? So it was no features.
We had the Cassi B freestyle. That was also a Dolo song, kind of like a little social media video we did for that.
B, does it give you less stress to have if you know it's a solo video and you don't have to deal with people?
I think it's not stress in terms of like shooting, like logistics. It's more so on the producing side, like getting everyone's schedules to align, make sure everyone can show up that day.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm alluding to.
Yeah, people will cancel on you. When it's low budget and people are just out for the art of it. It's easy if something comes up in their own life that they're like, hey, I can't make it. Yeah. And then, so it gets complicated, but I feel like as creatives, like rolling with the punches, being able to pivot and do what you got to do. Otherwise, having a plan B and C, like that's definitely crucial.
Dude, these guys do so much. These videographers and producers.
No, I know.
And shit. It's like we do our shit. I don't know. I feel like I don't know if you think this too, Brandon, from working with artists, but it's like the artists literally don't. They barely even think about the art. Like they're really I feel like thinking about themselves a lot of times. Like not that they're not thinking about other people. It's just you're so like caught up in like, well, fuck, I'm the artist right now. Like
I feel like as an artist, you gotta be, it behooves you to be multi-talented in a way where, like, I was, like, God blessed me in a way where my life and the things that I decided to do creatively kind of added to my arsenal and talent. Like, when I joined college, when I got to college my freshman year, I started a clothing brand called Akuvi. Because of that, I was tired of hiring photographers. I got my own camera and became a photographer, shooting because, oh shit, for some reason, they like my pictures. You feel me? Like, I listen. You feel me? Randy gonna make me laugh. But, what you call it? I got that. And then from there, I started doing music videos. That's how I met Mike, which connected me to Brandon. You feel me? And after that, I decided like, yo, okay, I got a little taste in what this is, what that is. I know how to edit. I'm doing editing podcasts, audio. You feel me?
No
so
way.
yeah, so I'm like learning all of these things, and because of that, when it's time for an artist like me to do a music video, I write my own treatments. I write my own script, and I know what each scene is gonna be because I wrote it. I seen it in my mind. You feel me? I'm very creative in that way. You feel me? And And with him being the genius that he is, he puts it together and makes it, you know, even more crazy. But it makes it easier for him and easier for me because we both know a little bit about what we are doing. Yeah. You feel me? And it helps like the chemistry. You feel me? So shit, it behooves you as an artist to know a little bit, but if you don't want to know a little bit, then shit, find somebody that doesn't mind the extra effort, because that should take extra effort if you're working with somebody who is doing what you're saying, who is just thinking all about them, like they're the artist for some reason, like I don't know, like I can't work with him, like, you know, like they're working for me, like no, y'all working together to make something happen. You feel me? Shit, they're not working for you. Y'all working with each other. But yeah, it's a collaboration. It's not I paid you make my video. It's a full collaboration. Yeah. Well, and you can tell that in the product. Like you can tell that by the video. Like I can look at a video and go, this was a well thought out. The artist had a hand in this, or this was I'm recording a music video just so I can have a music video and just act like, or just be an artist in my eyes because an artist has a video. There's a thing where you pay for a video and you get a video, and then there's a thing where you create something. Right. It happens with music too. It's people just regurgitating the same themes as everybody else, and then there's people who are trying to tell their own story. Exactly, and that's where you get new shit. You know, shit. I would have never got it made in Togo if I didn't go to Togo. And because of that, there would never be a new collection coming out for a Kuvi in this fall. So you're still doing this clothing thing? Yeah, man. You know, we was on the Shade Room. Shout out to Shade Room. Over 250,000 views on our commercial. Shit. Yeah. We've been monkey footing in this game. Wait, so do you have any hand in the design of these clothing? Or? Man, Cassi B, go ahead, say the script. We design, we think, we know the manufacturer. Yeah, we drive. Shit, we pick up, we fucking pay for everything, and we drive, we do deliveries. Shit, I remember in one collection I was doing delivery all fucking day with my boy E. Shout out E. TGD, get money or get away from us. We was doing deliveries, and shit, on the way back I got into a car accident. You feel me? Like, and those are collateral damages of being a business owner. Like, You feel me? Like, don't nobody talk about that. You did. Yeah. Shit. Yeah, dude. That for real. There is much collateral damage. 100%. So you guys are doing it. You got a brand going on. Yeah. We just put it on pause for the past, I think, 2 years or a year. And shit. Bring this over here. You're good. You don't have to change something. Okay. Just you don't have to be right next to it. You're good. All right, bet. No, you're good. I got you. Yeah. We just I didn't know about this at all. Yeah. Oh yeah. We just put it on hold for a little bit because we was focused on the music, man. Just the music. Well, dude, if you wanna blow up a clothing brand, it takes a lot. What? You think being an artist is hard? It's like to make like a well recognized clothing brand. That seems difficult to me. Yo, there's a lot of competition. It seems like it's really all about ultimate effort, you know. And certain things like having your own business, especially the fashion industry, like you got to put all your effort. So I couldn't do that and music. You feel me? And financially, you gotta pour out to bring in. You feel me? And to divide that with fashion and music, so I had to put that down for a little bit and just go up with this music shit. And since I did, them royalty checks looking great. Hey. You did. Are you using DistroKid? What are you using distribute? What do you mean royalty? For music? Yeah, you get royalties if you make music. No, for sure. Yeah, like I'm just wondering how, like, what do you use? What's shout out to United Masters. Damn, what's his name? So, I have somebody on that works at United Masters, my homie, dude. Yeah, who? What's his name? Ice Made It. Ice Made It? He's a podcast producer there. Yeah. Oh shit, that's tough. Oh, dude, we had a fantastic. You'd love that conversation, dude. Man, I'm thinking about United this guy's name. Is dope, dude. They have a really nice setup. Yeah. But I fuck with United Masters. They're my distribution company, and they go hard. Yeah. Word. And so, you do everything? Like I just spoke to a record label. I mean, it's a kind of an indie label, but this guy's doing it, man. But like he helps artists distribute and market and stuff. Do you do mostly everything? Like, do you have a manager? Do you have a booker, a promoter, or anything? Or I do everything. Shit. Like before I went on that vacation, I was doing a whole bunch of shows. Like I was doing like at least 4 shows every month, 4 or 5 shows every month, and shit. I was getting booked a lot. You feel me? Whether it's like 3 or 4 out of them 5 shows I do that month be bookings, and like the 1 or 2 be like open mics that I go. Like as an artist, you gotta keep sharpening your sword, your performance sword. You feel me? Like you gotta be out there, and like if you really like, man, they don't even know. Like it's gonna be a time where like we do this on another level, and everybody gonna get to see like the grind and shit. You feel me? If they don't see it now, they gonna see it. But by the time they see it, they gonna think we just now doing it, but we been doing it. You feel me? Like we been doing it. So I was doing a lot of shows before I went on vacation, and when I was out there, I was like, man, I gotta actually it was before I went out there. I told 2 of my boys or 3 of my boys, like, yo, let's create our own concert business. And we wanted to call it Hustle Mania. And when I was out there, shit, everybody was pressing the buttons and doing what they had to do to meet their deadlines. And February 26th of 2022 was Hustle Mania Part 1 in Union, New Jersey. And it was a fucking roller coaster. Yeah.
I've been doing live events for like 8 years, something like that.
Yeah?
I'm a DJ. I'm a wedding DJ.
Oh, shit, yeah. So you already know. Yeah, but it was crazy. And I say that to say we doing shows. We got merch. We doing streams. You feel me? Like, as you know, making music, you gotta do your homework and do your research and get everything out of it that you can. You feel me? Shit, it's up to you for real.
This is a tough question, man, but what do you think makes you want to like be an artist and do all these things? Is it like a higher power thing for you, or do you think it's just how you are and you're just like a vessel?
Who am I to turn off God's blessing? Who am I?
Yeah, exactly.
You feel me? Who am I? You got somebody in Spain that just broke up with his girlfriend and shit. He's about to fucking be depressed for a couple weeks, a couple months, and he turns on Hear Myself. I can barely hear myself, and I'm thinking about you, baby, can't you tell? You the only one on my mind, no one else. If it ain't gonna be me, ain't gonna be no one else. And he feels okay, he's starting to feel a little better throughout the day. You feel me? And that shit is enough for me to say, okay, let me continue doing this. Because if I could help somebody somewhere out in the world, all right. Yeah.
And I heard somebody say this the other day. They're like, man, people say that if they help one person, then that's enough. And they're like, that's not enough for me. And I'm like, have you ever helped one person? Because it feels as good as helping 100 people to me.
And that's the thing, like, it's actually a fact. Like, if you help one person, you help more than one person. Because that person got somebody dependent on them. You feel me? That person got responsibilities. You feel me? So if you help one person, you know, technically you help more people.
If like 1,000 people tell 5 people about something, it's exponential.
Yeah, it's exponential. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to think about helping people through art too, because you're not directly helping people. You're not the therapist. You're not
exactly. I'm not there.
They're helping themselves by consuming that.
Exactly.
And the thing is, you can go deep. Like what I say is, like, you got physical diet, you also got mental diet, right? Like, you can be the guy in Spain who just broke up with his girlfriend in the depressed state and go on a bad mental diet and start feeding yourself bullshit. And instead of, maybe for me, my favorite band is Sublime, dude. I'll throw on some Sublime.
Yeah.
I'll just be vibing out. Like, I'll be good, man. I reset with music or whatever I used to reset. But it's like, art can do that. It can do a lot of things. I mean, dude, your AC/DC comes on, your heart rate's going up, right? It's like, you're working
that's
out.
what happens. You feel me?
100%.
That's just what happens.
Music affects the mind. It affects the body.
Exactly. You feel me? And like, being in 2022, being a millennial, being a young guy, like, it's a young man's world. You feel me? It's a young woman's world. Like, we're really out here doing it young. You feel me? Like, we're not our parents or our parents' parents, like, just want to slave 9 to 5. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But I feel like we're more risk takers. You feel me? And I think that means something. That counts.
Right. Yeah, man. I definitely have an opinion. Like, somebody asked me the other day, they're like, I put out a thing because I was going to do a solo episode of the podcast. I was just going to talk about something. And so people submitted questions, and they're like, what do you think about the next generation, or like the 17 to 20-year-olds or whatever? Mm-hmm. I said, they're ready to go. They do this automatically.
Yeah.
Like, you talk, I don't got to say 17. I'm talking 15, 14, 10. Like,
yeah.
They're, like, and for people listening, I'm holding my phone up like a selfie. Like, they do that.
Yeah.
That's completely normal. Yeah. We're content creators. We make music and art and content and stuff like that. That's like not everybody in most people in our generation are out at the bar on Saturday and post a Snapchat. Right. That's their content creation.
Right.
What we do is we purposefully make stuff for people to see.
Yeah.
And whereas other people are like, I'm just doing this thing. You might think it's cool. You might not. This next generation, all that's normal to them. Mm-hmm. It's not that they're just taking a snap at the bar. Like any version of content creation is pretty normal. So it just seems to get more normalized. So 100%, dude, us specifically, because we've seen the before and after. We grew up without cell phones technically until like we didn't have the cell phone until a little bit later. Now they're just and our parents weren't on Facebook when we were like we're in a transition generation, dude.
Big time.
And the one after us though, it's completely normal. Everything that you where it's like, oh dude, yeah, you like make a podcast, cool. It's like they're all gonna have podcasts. They're all gonna have YouTubes. They're all gonna try to make content because they look up to the people that make content too.
Exactly.
Whereas us, I love it, dude. We had regular TV, regular movies, and then if you were like sitting there watching YouTube back in the day, it's like I felt like I was a nerd. I was making gaming videos.
You was making gaming videos?
I was making gaming videos in 2012. Mm-hmm. The most popular people on YouTube were gamers in 2012, right? It's like, I got it from my homie because that's what he was doing, and he got 100,000 views. And I go, I want 100,000 views.
Exactly.
And so that's how I started getting into content creation. But it wasn't normal. Like, I stopped creating content because I felt like I was weird.
It's crazy. I had I had a friend back in, like, I don't even know, like, as a kid in school, I think like maybe like 4th grade or whatever, he made content on YouTube and shit. And to go on, like, my mom, they bought a computer at home, and to go on the computer, go to youtube.com, click such and such friend name and enter it, and he's really there. I see him. It was like, yo, this shit is ridiculous. It was crazy.
Nobody remembers how crazy it was.
It was like, it was mind blowing to me, and like I feel like that also gave me a bug too. Like, I want to have something with my name on the internet.
Yeah,
you feel me? Yeah.
Yeah, you wanted to be exactly. It's the same come up, brother. It's like I see my boy, and I'm like, all right, bro, what do I got to do? He's like, you got to get a Roxio game capture, and you got to do or Elgato game capture. You know, that was the shit for, if you know, you know. And that's what we did. I hooked that shit HDMI. It wasn't HDMI. It was still RGB. The three, remember the three-prong guy? Yeah, the red, green, and blue.
Red, white, and blue.
Yeah, and then there was like the Xbox had the green one. That was like the next generation shit. Yeah, dude, we set all that shit up. That's what we were doing.
That shit crazy, yeah.
And that we were making,
I'm glad,
quote unquote, until Gary came around, where he popularized the word. I feel like Gary Vee mostly popularized the word content, because content before was mostly like the kind of world that I'm also in, which is like the startups, business, like small business type of world. Like that was content. That's, people were calling it content because they were selling it. Like they were selling it. Well, I'll create content for you, or I'll be a content creator. But now it's like universal term, you know. But I feel like Gary definitely helped. I don't know if you're a Gary Vee guy.
Yeah,
but,
Gary Vee is my guy. He I told you I was a photographer, right?
Yeah.
You familiar with Coy Leray?
I am now. Yes.
Okay.
After a couple people mentioned her on podcasts, I'm like, okay, yeah, who is this?
Yo, shout out Coy, yo, that's my baby.
Coy,
yeah, that's
my
on, baby.
Right? Bobcast, baby.
Coy, you my baby.
One of the best in Jersey.
I don't care what anybody say about Coy. That's my baby. She made great music. She's from New Jersey. And I love Coy. Butterfly. Yeah, that's her songs.
Let's go.
Whatever, her brand song. But yeah, my cousin Slim, shout out Slim Gaddafi. He's a painter, a sculptor, artist. He's the shit. You know, he's the SHIT. And he had a show, an art show, and he hired me as a photographer, and Coyle Ray was one of the performers. And I shot, I shot the whole show or whatever. But before she left, I, just went up to her, was like, yo, what do you want? We talked, we exchanged information, and I went home, edited the pictures like 3.5 and texted to her. She loved them, and she posted it, and she tagged us, and Gary V liked it.
No way.
Yeah, I got a screenshot I'll show you.
Because Gary V, hey, you got to give it to him. He throws down for Jersey, dog.
Yo, Gary, he really the shit.
So I'll tell you this. I met Gary V before. Really nice guy.
Yeah.
I talked to his dad for way longer. Also really nice guy. My neighbor is his dad's landscaper. And Gary grew up like 15 minutes from here.
Okay.
And so I see this guy and I'm like, I didn't know where he was from. I'm like, oh, I think he's in Jersey. I'm like, okay, cool. And then I realized that he's actually grew up this close. And I'm like, wow, man. It's like one of those things where somebody, whatever, like you make it out of where you were from. Mm-hmm. And it's like you see it and you're like, oh, shit, I can do it type of shit.
Right.
It's not like here.
It's that
like,
close.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of people here. There's a lot of people. I will say, there's a lot of people in the area, in my area with money. Mm-hmm. Most of them didn't make it here. Okay. Right? So it's like, when you see, if like, oh shit, can I make it in my fucking garage? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
Everybody had to go out. It's like Gary fucking built that shit in the homeland, man. So it's inspiring, But and everybody will make fun of whatever he, and I do too. I think it's funny. I think a lot of shit. I mean, obviously he's very repetitive, but that's the point, But yeah, man, shit. I don't know how we got on this, but
shout out Gary V, man. I'm trying to get on Gary V's podcast too. I'm trying to do an interview with Gary V. I'm trying to just have a conversation with Gary V. I'm trying to put Gary V on a song. You dig? Yeah.
Yeah, they got that playlist. You got to connect with Mike Boyd, bro.
Yeah?
Yeah. D-Rock, Mike Boyd, the homies,
Mike Boyd, what's going on?
Yeah,
it's
get the
Cassi
playlist
B.
moving. Get the playlist popping. You got to submit it to them, dude. I think they answered a DM before, and they were like, yo, submit it here or whatever. So you can submit their shit. You can email them. Yeah, 100%, dude. Yeah. How crazy is it that... like I had Rob Dyrdek had me on his podcast, right? Like the fact that I just made that happen. All I did was send in a video. It wasn't like I got chosen or I knew an industry connect. Everybody, I went to go see Gary V at his dad's fucking liquor store, dude, just because my friend knew he was going to be there because he was on his texting list. Everybody's accessible. That's what I think. Like,
yeah.
I don't think like I think how you think, man, and I think I love your mindset of like Coyle Ray, like you're dope, like Gary V, I want to be on your shit, like you. It really kind of is that close.
It is,
because that video, I can clip that video of you, and that video could literally land in Gary's feed, bro.
That's a factory.
That's a fact, bro. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't make the content I'm making today without him. Without a lot of people, but especially without him. But for sure, I think everybody's pretty accessible, dude.
Yeah. Like, shout out E.T. He's another Eric Thomas. He's another motivational speaker. Gary V, I fuck with him super duper heavy. I feel like he really talks to the millennials, and like he just drops his knowledge in a way where, like, at least for me, like it just gets to me. You feel me? Like he say shit that be in my mind that just be troubling me. Like, damn, like I'm working so hard, I'm grinding so hard. Why I'm not here? And then I'll pop on the gram and there's Gary V's talking to me saying like, yo. Like, when I was 19, my cousin was 30, and I thought he was the oldest cat in the world, and I'm here at 40, and I feel like 20, and I'm like, fuck. You feel me? So it's like, yeah, thanks, Gary V. I appreciate that. Yeah.
If I can take a little perspective from somebody else, I will,
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what he provides, dude. It really is. And, like, I've talked to people who are, like, 45 years old, and they pay to see him, and they ask him, Gary, should I quit my job? And then they don't end up quitting their job. It's like, you either take the advice, son, or move on. Move along. Go find somebody's advice who you're actually going to take, Yeah. It's like, Gary's not going to save you, bro. Like,
nah, he won't.
I would never change shit, man, but, like, having a business is fucking hard as shit. Yeah. And I'm just predisposed to it. I guess I realize my personality is kind of okay for it. But yeah, man, dude, watching fucking, I think there's a lot of motherfuckers watching videos, dude. I don't want to sound like Goggins right now, but for real, I think I make
shout
this
out
shit.
David Goggins, man. Dude, shout out David Goggins, man. Yeah, I see him. His story is crazy. Like, I can't even be on his, like, I ain't gonna say I can't be on his level, but man, the level of discipline David Goggins got is like like it's crazy. So shout out him.
I pull up to the gym. I just ran 16 miles. This guy comes up to me and says, "Hey David, are you worried about overtraining?" I said, "Overtraining? That's crazy. Coming from a motherfucker who don't even train." Dude, I watch his shit and I'm like, I need to know what's happening in this guy's mind, dude. Like, I said this on another episode, I think, and I said that fucking same stupid story too, but I just love that video, dude. Like, it gives me the goosebumps to hear him say that shit. Yeah. Where he goes, it's like so fundamental to life of like, why are you asking me about training when you don't even train?
Right. Like David, right? Like I feel like he just, sometimes people need to hear it black and white. I'm a very black and white person. Sometimes you just need to hear it and just get like fucking a big old metaphor slap in the face. Like, yo, wake the fuck up. Like, let's go. Like, let's go to the gym. Let's fucking work out. Let's get strong. You feel me? Like, you know, let's get active. That's why I can't stay too long without creating. Like, I create more than I consume. I feel like that's the type of person I am. And if I go too long without creating, I get depressed. You feel me? So I have to create.
And then also, I don't know about you, but if you've gone off it for a little while and then you go back to it and then you're like, oh, why did I ever stop doing this? Like, if I stop making music for a little bit, which I have many times, and I go back to it, I'm like, oh no, I should have never stopped. Like, why did I ever stop? You know, I always regret stopping.
I mean, shit, everybody got a different reason of they stops. Like, sometimes your stops might not be a stop. You're just doing a whole bunch of like life getting to you.
That's what happened to me, dude.
You feel me? Like a whole bunch of life
other priorities, you know.
Yeah, priorities. Like, so sometimes it's not like your own choice that I want to stop right now. Sometimes it be like life. I don't feel like that's a stop for real. I feel like that's like get more shit to say, like get more experience. You feel me? Get
that's
more
where the
shit to talk about.
Comes back to the experience.
Come back and then you go hard.
Exactly. Like, don't tune out completely, but you know, gather some. If you're not creating, at least gather experience, so then you can go create with it later. So I have a form on this podcast that I have people fill out, and you put on the form. I said, "Is there anything that gets you fired up?" And you put on the form process and results. And I got from this interview so far, you're kind of, I don't know if you would consider yourself like type A, but you seem to be pretty structured and kind of process oriented, maybe. Yeah,
that's true.
So does that affect you with your creativity at all? Do you think it helps you? The fact, because some people think of artists as like, I just do whatever and lounge around and then I make a song and then I do this and then like they kind of go with the flow, right? Like,
I mean, it's all about your process, you know. It's all about your process. You're making music, and do you want this song to be a single? Do you like on my last project, No Hesitation 5? In one of the songs, I finished the song by like saying a skit, and the skit is me telling to the audience like, yo, I had my young bull asking me, yo Cass, how much does it financially cost to drop one song out, right? One song. And I tell him like, okay, cool, you're gonna go on YouTube, you're gonna find a beat, or you go wherever, find a producer, find a beat, lease it, $30 minimum, right? And then you go to the studio. Usually the lease you say $45 an hour, so that's 90, right? 90 plus 30, that's 120, right? Okay, boom. So now you got the beat, you went to the studio, you recorded, but you're gonna get it mixed and mastered. So 120, let's just bring that up to 200. Okay, you got the song, but you can't just drop it. You need a music video, so that's like 400 or 500. So now is you up a, like, let's say you up a G, you up a rack. You feel me? And you're not talking about apparel, outfits you buying for the video, shit like that, and then dropping it. We're not gonna talk about a rollout, cause that's financial income. And then we're not gonna talk about after you finally finish everything for the whole song, you got it dropped, you got a music video, you still need to promote it. You feel me? I'm like, yo, yeah. You feel me? But that's like the process. You feel me? And that's one song. We're not talking about a project. You feel me? So it's just all about how you want to go about it. You feel me?
It seems like you though you like to make sure that you don't miss a piece. Like you want to have the whole thing together.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to make sure that like because you know that if you don't market that song, nobody's gonna listen to that song.
Yeah. You feel me? Like I feel like it get to a point where I feel like no matter what level of an artist you are, like Lil Wayne, I just watched one of his recent interviews and he was talking about how he still feel like he hasn't gone to where he wants to be. He wants to be able to perform on every category of music at festivals. That's where his goal is. You feel me? And like he's fucking Lil Wayne. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Like who doesn't know Lil Wayne? But more people don't know Lil Wayne. Some people don't know Lil Wayne. He's trying to get other crowds still. You feel me? So it's all about what you want as an artist. You feel me? Who you want as your crowd and shit like that, as your audience. But that shit, you know, it come while you making the music. Shit come. You feel me?
I think there's rappers and singers, and then I think there's artists. And I think there are a lot of people, not a lot, very few people. He's came up on the podcast before because he's a great example. Donald Glover. You got a comedian, you got a producer, you got a writer, you got a director, you got a rapper, you got an actor. Some people are on another level, you know?
No, for real.
It's like, hey, Goggins, I love you, buddy, but he ain't acting. I bet he could.
Right,
but it's like some people are really like a Goggins where like they're insane in one department, not one department. He's a mental and physical. But then you have these people who are so, you know, multi-talented or multi-passionate.
Yeah, Tupac Shakur.
Facts.
25, man, and look at everything. You know, look at everything. So that's like a perfect example.
Not sure if you're familiar with Sam
everything.
Kinison.
No.
He's a comedian.
Okay.
Did a lot of drugs for sure. But he had like 10 albums when he passed. And I think he passed at 35. Yeah, and it takes a while to make a whole new hour of comedy, you know.
Yeah.
And you know that's actually came up before too, which I think is interesting. I don't know how you feel about this, but the community around hip hop and rap music in New Jersey, I think a lot of people want other people who are ahead, so on, quote unquote, to maybe put on for the people who aren't as ahead, or they expect people to do something. Have you, like, do you have any opinion on this, or?
Big Facts. Shout out Big Facts podcast. I can't think of OG name right now, but to me, that'd be his line. To me, I feel like we just talked about it. Some people are rappers, some people are singers, and some people are artists. I feel like as an artist, and when you do your research, it's about. I want to think before I reply to this because I know
it's a long podcast, so you can chill.
Oh, I appreciate that too. It's something in this world called leverage, right? Mm-hmm. With no leverage, you are no different than anybody else. Okay. In this world, is something called business. And business is about making money. So if you are somebody who has something that isn't profiting, you don't have data that you're making money already, or you have motion, you have something going on, how can you expect somebody to invest in you? And that's if you want somebody to invest in you. And a lot of times when I hear this conversation about Jersey artists want people to get put them on this and that, and they're like mad about that or something, it's like, okay, that's your mindset. If you ask me, shit, I got a concert business called Hustle Mania, presented to you by the Hustle Club. We do concerts, we promote our music and everybody else's art and talent. We have fucking actors gonna be in there. We have singers, we have dancers, we have rappers, we have a whole bunch of creators in there, and it's about a marathon, like Nip said. You feel me? You have to grow your shit, grow your brand, get that shit copyrighted, have official legal document. Like, people think this shit is like a dream or something. Like, this is real life. This is real life. Like, do your research, get the paperwork. You know what I mean? Like, copyright.gov. Shit. Get your publishing. Like, it's a lot to go with this. And I say all of this to say, like, once you have motion, once you doing your own shows, you doing numbers, and you go back to your data when you drop your music, your single or your projects, and your streams numbers is up and shit, you continue doing that shit. You have your numbers, and you go to, like, you gotta go to this shit like it's a business. Artist, you're a business. You feel me? If you're not looking at yourself like you're a business, then you're looking at yourself like you might as well just work a 9 to 5 because you want to work. You want to sign a deal. You feel me? There's nothing wrong with signing a deal, but it's better to sign a deal when you're worth something. You feel me? And that's all I'm saying. And I feel like a lot of Jersey artists or whoever have this Jersey artist conversation, they really fail to bring that up. You feel me? Like, you gotta have motion somehow, some way. You feel me? And shit, if you a man, why you ain't trying to, like, grow your shit? Just grow your shit. Like, shit. Fucking shout out to $1 Million Worth of Game, Gilly and Wallow. Gilly said, shit, as an artist, you could run it up doing shows and getting paid for shows and shit and be a fucking, you know what I mean? Like, it's just so many ways to get it, but it's all about having leverage. When you have leverage, then you can choose to go to a label or go to such and such management and shit. You feel me? You don't want to kiss nobody's ass. You don't want to say, please, can you give me a deal? Please, can you manage me? Please, this and that. Like, yo, like, I do these shows, and these are the numbers, and when I drop, I do these numbers in my streams, and shit, when them royalty checks, this is what I'm making by myself. Shit, when the Eventbrite dividends come back, and I split it with my buddies, this is what we make. This is what we're doing by ourselves. This is what we're doing independently. You feel me? We have merch. This is what we do on merch independently. Shit, let's partner up. Let's get something going. But you wouldn't want to have that conversation with me if I had no motion. If I wouldn't be doing nothing. You feel me? But that's the thing. I feel like when people have these conversations, they don't have enough motion, or they don't have anything going on, and they get upset, you know, and mad that nobody is helping them out. I feel like you gotta help yourself out before you expect somebody to help you out. That's a long answer, but yeah.
Wisdom right there, dude.
Yeah, that's just how I feel, man. Some people might feel like, man, it's fucked up. We right next to New York. Why we ain't on?
Well, and I think a lot of that's true. I think a lot of things that people say are also true. I think it does depend on how you look at it and your mindset, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, shit, it's all about how you want to look at it,
dude. If you said, if all the gatekeepers came out tomorrow and they go, we're never putting on another artist from Jersey again, nothing changes. You still got to do
2022. It's 2022. You know who's the gatekeepers? Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, actually, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg. These are the gatekeepers, man, and it's you know, low key free. You know, you can create an Instagram.
The reality is, the reality is you can get on there, and there's people that blow up in a day because they fucking know how to do it. There's people that take a month or a week or a year, but if you aren't getting the traction, it's not anybody else's fault.
Yeah, and I don't say that to say like, oh, because you have it now it's easy and now you own. I'm just saying like, yo, those gatekeeper days is over. Forget that conversation. It's done. We don't gotta pass out no CDs no more.
Yep.
You feel me? You could do that if you want to. That's cool. We don't gotta pass CDs no more. It's something called QR codes.
Yeah.
Woo! It's something called QR codes, Brandon.
Hey.
We'll pass them out. Shit. That shit got the link to Apple Music, to the Linktree, to the YouTube, to everything. You feel me? Like, shit. Wisen up.
Dude, and I mentioned Ice Made It earlier in this interview, and he said, because he works for United Masters and he knows things, and he said, why are they gonna sign you if and yeah, we could probably
Charger. Phone.
Copy.
Why are we gonna sign you if you don't have a brand, if you don't have plays, if you don't have fans, if you're not selling out shows, if you're not? There's artists who are doing all these things who aren't signed.
Right.
Why are they gonna go after you? They don't go. Now it's not about talent anymore. This isn't a bad thing. This is just reality.
Numbers.
What if you want to say this is bad, this is good? That's cool. You can put your own meaning to it.
That's you.
The fact, exactly, that's you. The fact is that it's not about talent. It's about your brand. It's about talent. Is what? Sure, you got to have the songs, but dude, if you made the worst songs in the world and you were selling out shows, fucking booking venues, had plays, had an audience, had a fan base, had an email list, if you had the worst music in the world, that's not. They don't look at that first. They look at what you built first.
Yeah.
Because they want to plug and play with you. They want to say, hey, Cas, we're going to give you $250,000 for this tour. Mm-hmm. You're going to open for Rick Ross, whoever, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then you're going to go, okay, I'm a business person. Here's how I'm going to make this money back and then make money. Mm-hmm. That's how it's going to go. And that's what he said. It's a partnership now. That's what you want to do with a label. You go, I got my brand. This is how big it is. This is how many tickets we can sell. The label goes, okay, we'll back you. We'll offer you some money, and you just got to pay us back.
Exactly.
And then that's it.
It's an investment firm.
Exactly. And that's what people don't understand. The modern record label is an investment, business loan investment company, right? McDonald's is a real estate company, right? Yeah. So it's like nothing is exactly as it seems.
Yeah.
But you just gotta, it's like there's an opinion and then there's the reality, you know?
Yeah, man. It's just the reality. Yep. It's just the reality. Get your numbers up. You feel me? Get your numbers up.
Are you more, what's more valuable to you? Having 20, 30, 40, 50 people at a show, or having 20, 30, 40, 50,000 plays?
Man, people at the show, man.
Hell yeah.
At the show. Son. 1,000%, a million, billion, drillion
Cos,
percent.
you got the mindset, son. It's like,
hell yeah, like,
got it, boy.
Yo, man, like, shit.
Thanks, brother B.
Hustlemania Part
Gotcha,
1.
Boys.
I think we had about like 50. I'm gonna just range it at 50. We had about 50 guests. Part 2, we had about like up to 85, 90. You know what I mean? Like, these are real data numbers. Mm-hmm. You feel me?
You see it on the Eventbrite. It tells you right there.
It did. So, like, it's about the numbers, and it's about growth. Like DJ Khaled on his promo run, God did. Shout out DJ Khaled. Yep. Get money, get away from me. We the best. Yes. Shout out DJ Khaled. He just said in his interview the exact same thing me and my homies is doing. He's like, yo, if you're a rapper, if you're an artist, like, rent a venue, do your own show. He was like, I don't care if it's 10 people out there. Mm-hmm. Be great, continue being great, and have this shit grow. And I feel like it's that long-term grind shit that a lot of people are scared of or don't want to make the effort of, but it's fun to me. And it's fun to my homies and shit, you know, having people from all over Jersey. And this is shit like, yo, Hustlemania, we rolling loud, man. Like, we rolling loud. We going there. You feel me? Like, we not no regular. This not an open mic. You feel me? We rolling loud. It's a concert. You come in there, you gonna see some shit. You feel me? Like, it's not no regular. I don't know what you think. Like, we gonna have red carpets type shit. You feel me? Like, it's gonna be a Hustlemania Awards. You feel me?
Nothing
like,
against Concert Crave, but
you feel me? Like, yo, shout out Concert Crave.
I've talked some shit on Concert Crave in this podcast.
Shout out Concert Crave.
No, I respect the business model. By the way, don't agree with it. I just respect it.
I don't know 1,000% of their business model.
And nobody does.
But my homegirl Amber worked there. Shout out Amber. Yeah. A Coovie.
It's really, yo, have you seen the DJ Khaled, like, when he was on the radio? He was amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen him when he was
I've seen it.
Oh, dude, it's crazy. Like, I have utmost respect, bro. And like, I don't gotta love everything he does now, but when you see how a person came up, like, and there was all, like, he was fucking DJ Khaled, boy.
Yo,
he's always been that.
He been doing that shit. And that's like, this is the grind, man. Like, I feel like me and my homies had this conversation so many times where it was like, yo, I don't think we know or like seen a story of somebody who's where we want to be and they just didn't grind. Like that's always in that motherfucking equation, grinding.
Even when they didn't want to.
Exactly. Like you gotta grind.
I think the difference between the pro and the amateur is the amateur will. There's a lot of differences, but the amateur will stop when he feels like stopping, and the pro is gonna grind when he always, like what Goggins says. If it's an off day, that's the only time you have an off day. Is if you said it's an off day, right? If you're not going to work today, you're not working. It's like that's the thing. If it's a work day, you work.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of people get. It's like late at night. They're like, I was gonna do that later, but no, I'm not feeling it. Okay, you're not feeling it. That's if you already committed to that thing. Now you're losing the commitment with yourself.
But that's the thing. Like I feel like when people get to that, that mindset, it's like you don't even want to do what you want to do. Like I don't never start thinking about a Kuvi collection and like we don't pause in between. What? We don't take breaks. We don't do that, Brandon. Like it's no in between. Like we might take a break after shit. We done had 4 or 5 stocks. You feel me? Like shit. After that, you know. But that's CB.
So is that your main, like, so do you have, because I have a part-time job. I don't know if you have a job too.
Or I have 2 jobs.
Yeah, you got 2 jobs and you're doing this, the music and the clothing?
I have 2 jobs,
Damn,
man.
Bro. I only got 1, so I can't.
I have 2
you got
jobs.
me beat there, dude.
I have a marketing degree, a business marketing degree in Fairleigh Dickinson, and I work. Well, I'm the only one in the marketing. Well, no, I have an assistant, and I'm in the marketing department of a chiropractic company. So that's one.
Really? No way.
Yeah.
That's so cool, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, you learn something new every other minute on the podcast.
Yeah, I love it. It was like technically my first job after college, like after graduating, using my marketing degree. Like the closest thing to it before that was working at a bank. And I worked at a bank in like my senior year of high school and shit, so I was familiar with it. I guess that's why I decided to go back into it, but it just wasn't my cup of tea. And then after I got into this marketing thing, I loved it because it didn't feel like work. And that's like the first job I felt like it didn't feel like work, so I know it's like, okay, I'm glad I knew what I wanted to do.
Are you doing the social posts and all that? Like what are you doing?
Yeah, I run their social media. Do
you go in physically or is it virtual?
In the beginning, but like I think a couple months now I've been remote and shit. In the beginning it was in person and shit. But yeah, I basically run their whole marketing department when it comes to campaigns every month, newsletters, the whole 9, marketing for the company. Like I remember the interview. Like I got the call, I went on their website, I did my research, I did my homework. The next day I went to the interview and the owner, he's like, show me your portfolio or something like that. And I was like, let's talk about your website. And I just facts. And he's like, you're hired. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So was there, do you remember anything specifically that you said about the website? Like were you critiquing it or were you complimenting it?
Both. I was just letting him know that I did my homework and I have value. And let's talk about the value I can add early on. Let's not play. I don't play.
Are you? I assume your job involves the website then. At that.
My what?
Does marketing have to do with? It must have to do with the website, somewhat, right? Or is that more design?
But that's more SEO.
Yes.
And shit. Yeah.
Which I don't.
My input is in there.
I've had episodes. I write my own descriptions for all this stuff right now. This is ironic because this is the first. Shout out to my boy Jack for writing this description. Listen to this right now. He's probably listening to it at like 2 times speed, but I talk really fast, so probably like 4 times speed, going crazy.
Shout out Jack.
Shout out him, dude. Shout out to you, brother. But I was doing my own show notes, and my friend, I don't know. Are you familiar with Mad Minds? It's an event, hip hop rap event company. Mostly hip-hop.
I think I do. I think I know the people.
Some big shows, Turkish Royale, Psy. I mean, I can.
Psy.
You know Psy?
Yep, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know some people.
All the homies, bro. Droovy, he plays the drums.
Yeah, shout out them.
A million rappers, dude. Yeah. A million great artists as well. Lupe Dragon. I mean, I name all of them. But he said, he was like, hey, I looked up Mad Minds, and my podcast episode, your podcast episode with me came up. Like I already had good SEO.
Okay.
And for people who don't know SEO, search engine optimization, it's essentially when somebody searches something on Google, how close to the top do you show up?
Yeah.
And so I had good SEO on stuff that I didn't even realize, dude. Like, and shout out to the homies listening. We have a Instagram live going right now as well for people listening and watching. But
I love you too, baby.
Hey, you got to shout out, dude. You got to shout out to the famo, bro, for the day ones and everything, bro. The people pulling.
Yeah. Made in Togo. Keep streaming that. Keep going crazy. New music video on the way. A Kuvi. New collection on the way. Bigger than big.
Kids got it, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Had no idea you were in marketing. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah,
So do you was there ever a thought for you to not go to college or?
Yo, like I read a lot of books and I watched so many videos and I knew that a lot of important people, their business partners they met in college, and that was my number one motivation to even go and shit. And by the grace of God, I got great scholarships, academic scholarship. I was recruited to play soccer for the Florham campus. I went there for like orientation and shit. Great campus and everything. And I went like I think a couple of days later to the orientation for the Metropolitan campus, and I just fuck with their vibe more. So I told the coach like, yo, I'm going to the Metro. I'm gonna go fuck with him. And he's like, yo, they don't, you ain't gonna walk on and get Dougie. Like, he recruited me, so I felt like he thought like, yo, he was gonna start me and shit. They put me in a group chat with the other soccer players. Like, it was that far deep. You feel me?
You were basically in.
Yeah, you feel me? And last minute, I didn't want to, go to school on that campus. I wanted to go to a Metropolitan because I just fuck with their vibe better. And after that, I was like, you know what? Fuck that. Let me just focus on academics. And I got a great academic scholarship by the grace of God. And yeah.
You seem very self-educated as well, though. I
do? That's good. Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that you said too, like, you read books to figure it out. Like, there's not everybody's even trying to learn things on their own. That's what I say. Your success is not dependent on what you learn in school. It's dependent on what you learn on your own. It's dependent on what you do on your own.
Right.
And your connections that you meet from school and things like that. It is also dependent on the school stuff. But when you get home at the end of the day, that's where you build your dream.
Right. It's about, like, all your actions add up. All your actions add up, whatever they are. And I feel like the more effort you put into something, like, shit, you ever read on 50's book? What is it? Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter?
I've heard it, definitely. I haven't read it.
Please read it, please.
I'll read it down.
Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter. Shout out 50. G Unit, yes sir. Let's get to it. Cassi B, get money or get away from me.
Every possible shout out. You see this?
You
guy
did. 50 Cent, Curtis
Take
Jackson.
notes.
Let's get to it. Yeah.
Take notes.
But he says, don't nobody win the lottery by accident. You feel me? Like, you gotta know that you're going there and have a strategic plan and a way to execute. You feel me? And put effort towards that. That's the only way you could get to where you want. You feel me? Just the other day, something just came in my mind. I was like, shit, you ain't gonna be where you want to be by doing nothing. That's for damn sure. You feel me? So like, just that simple fact is just enough to do something.
I believe if you're not getting better, you're getting worse.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's stagnation much. Like, it can happen, but for the most part, you're either getting better at something or you're getting worse at it. And that kind of,
I agree,
applies to everything. Are there any particular, if there's not, it's okay. Are there any particular books that stand out to you in terms of your development or?
Yo, Brandon, what's that book? The orange book.
He's got Google up too.
The orange book by.
The orange book.
The orange book.
Trying to think.
It's like.
Give me like one word.
Like,
I got Google.
Fuck is in it.
The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
The Subtle Art of Not Giving
by
a
Mark
Fuck.
Manson.
By Mark Manson. Shout out Mark Manson. Great author.
Fantastic book.
Fantastic. A lot of great stories in there that helped me. And it was a recent read, so it wasn't like I've been read this. It was a recent read, so that shit, it changed a lot of my perspective. So shit, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. That book.
Great recommendation.
Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter.
Got it on the big screen here. This is what it looks like.
Sweet, yeah, for people watching. Yeah, and I will attest to it. I've read it, and my girlfriend read it and loves it.
This is marketing. Something Gordon.
Seth Godin.
What
a G, bro. Gary V of marketing.
Shit, Gary V's book. Oh, what's his name? He's a psychologist.
Jordan Peterson. I watch a lot of podcasts, you can probably tell.
Yeah.
And I read a good amount. I don't read a ton of books. I realize, dude, I just did the math. I spend $250 a year on books.
See?
Yeah, it's crazy.
And if you read them, that shit add up.
Yeah, definitely. I have about, out of every maybe 20 books, I'll probably read 15-ish all the way through, I would say, 10 to 15. If I pick up a book and I don't like it, and I skip through and I can't find anything I like, I just don't read it.
Yeah, it's not by force.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I feel like it's better to indulge in what you genuinely want to indulge in, because that's when you're gonna have curiosity.
Yes. This is my own quote. Okay, so take it with a grain of salt. Curiosity is the best teacher because it allows you to learn without expectations.
Shout out Ryan.
Hey, appreciate it. Got that shout out today, baby. We're on here. We're out here.
You dig by CB.
For real though, when you're learning something because you're curious, or when you're curious about something, you don't have to worry about being good at it. You can just see what's up. Like you don't have to. You're like, all right, I'm just gonna see what this is all about. There's no expectations.
Right.
I love that, man. I think people need more of that. I always say success is based on first trying new shit.
Right.
For the most part. Like if you never tried to rap, you wouldn't be a rapper.
Right.
One day you tried.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's a line in The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck where he says, shit, if I was to try this and fail, I'd just be right back where I am now. So what's the point? You feel me? What's the point of not trying?
Dude, it's the truth. There's no point in not trying. So when you look at your journey as an artist and where you are now, is there anything in particular now that you've been doing it for a while where you go, okay, this is not something I focused on before, but this is something I really have to focus on now?
Just a lot of the back end about music. Like, it's not just about dropping it. Like, I've now been well versed in knowing what your masters are. You feel me? Getting royalties. You feel me? Now it's a lot of publishing. ASCAP or whatever.
ASCAP, I think, right?
ASCAP, yeah, ASCAP. That's a company that collects artists publishing. And this is a gem I learned from $1 Million Worth of Game. That I think, what's his name? I forgot the name. Moon. His Moon Man. Now his name or whatever.
We'll find it.
Yeah. But his album is called Moon Man.
It's not Kid Cudi related, I would assume.
Nah,
you're putting Brandon on the spot right here.
I'm looking, not seeing.
Yeah, we'll come back to it if he.
He says.
Charles Lloyd, we're talking about.
Nah, he's an artist. He was on $1 Million Worth of Game, and his album was called Moon Boy. Yeah, he had that pop out song with Drake or whatever. But he said, artists, if you drop music and you don't sign up for these publishing companies like ASCAPs and there are others, every 3 years your publishing money goes to something called the box.
Yo, real quick, sorry, we're talking about Young Blue. Is that
Young Blue?
Yeah,
Shout out Young Blue.
If I ever,
you feel me? If I ever, yes, him.
If I heard it, I'd know it for sure.
Yeah, he is with Drake or something. You heard it somewhere. Yep. But yeah, he said if you don't collect set that up and collect your publishing from your music, it goes every 3 years. It goes to this thing called the box or the black box or something. And the big companies like Sony, Universal, all of them, they just split it.
Wow.
Yeah, they split people's publishing that aren't on. Like, don't know.
Wait, is publishing different from streams?
Yeah, so let me break that down.
Yeah, please do.
Just to drop some gems on the Botcast, if I can. You feel me? So you got one song, right? If you're talking about you split it. It's masters and there's publishing, right? So masters is all streams. You feel me? All like Apple Music, even SoundCloud, Spotify. That's all masters, and your distribution company is supposed to collect that for you. You feel me? And then there's another thing called publishing, and that's where example ASCAP and other companies, they provide that service and shit. And your publishing is split in two. You have the songwriters, and then you have the publisher. The songwriter is you who wrote the song or whatever. Whoever contributed to the song is whoever contributed to the song, and the beat maker for you artists, right? So y'all supposed to split that 50-50. If it was me, I'd say I'd be 50% as the writer of the song, and the beat maker is 50%. So that's the songwriters. And then the other is the publisher, which you own. So you'll take 100% of that. But everybody's like thing is different. So you do research and you find that on your own. I'm telling you about me. You feel me? So that would be me. You feel me? And you know, do what you got to do on the website. And it's masters you collect every month. You feel me? Like, shout out Sauce Walker. I just got some gems from him. He put it in an analogy like, oh, say if an album was a building complex, every apartment is the song. And each song makes streams. That's your masters. And the publishing, you get it, I think, quarterly, 4 times a year. Where masters, you get it every month, your royalties. So that's that, artist. Just, you know, but that's the back end. Just to answer your question, that like I've been putting myself more game on just to learn more and collect that, because that's your money. Even if it's 3 cents, go get your money, man.
For real, go get it.
Go get it.
It's
Them
yours.
shits, they add up.
That's where I'm at, dude. I probably made like whatever, $20, $30 from streams or something like that.
That's gas.
I have no problem making. I'll gladly make $20, $30. And this is my thing too, which is, you probably heard this a million times. I don't hear this that much anymore. Maybe I doubt that I made a dent in this and made people think about it this way. But people will say, probably mostly non-music artists, Spotify doesn't pay you enough. And I go, Spotify pays you enough. You just aren't getting paid. There's more than enough people that Spotify pays them enough.
Yeah.
So what's
money.
wrong with you? Oh, wait. My car's not fast enough. Your engine's too small. You need a bigger displacement. Mm-hmm. You're not going to go 200 miles an hour in your Civic, in your Sentra.
Exactly.
It's not going to happen.
Exactly.
So
the infrastructure.
Same thing. You need more plays. You need a bigger engine.
Exactly.
That's what I go. I don't go, what are these people doing wrong? I go, what am I fucking up?
Right, or what I'm not doing yet.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? What aren't you doing yet? Mm-hmm. Like, sometimes I just sit and I look at myself and I know, like when I was in Togo, I was on the roof of like my mom's balcony, and I was looking at the sky, and I'm like, wow, it's the same sky that my boy Brandon is looking at. It's the same sky that Lil Wayne is looking at. The same sky that Jay-Z's looking at. Shit, I kind of lost my train of thought. What did you say?
Oh shit. I was talking about the what is I changing my people's minds on? The streams. So the streams, if you need to make more streams, you need to get more streams if you're not getting paid enough from Spotify. That was my point.
Oh, okay.
You said something about Togo when you went to Togo.
Yeah, I guess the analogy I was trying to make was that
it's a podcast, by the way, so it's not, you're not on the
Yeah, no, I ain't tripping. Shit, I think it was just about, I don't know. Let's just go to the next topic.
Well, at the same, I mean, I'll try to put it together, which is like, it's everybody. Listen, at the end of in the beginning or at the end of the day, everybody's gonna listen to music. It's just, are they gonna listen to your shit, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, the sky is this whole universe is all the music, and it's like,
yeah.
All the time, it's all out there. It's just who's gonna find your shit, and like, somebody's gonna listen to your music instead of listening to somebody else. Fact. Yeah, it's not competition. Mm-hmm. It's just the fact that there's only so many hours in the day. Exactly. So what are you gonna do to make sure that you're that person? And I believe even it could be the craziest genre in the world, and there's fans for you. You know,
I like to give a tip out to artists, like it's about, like, I got this advice from Seth Godin's This Is Marketing book. He said it's okay to have your demographic. like your thing that you create is not for everybody. It's not supposed to be for everybody. You feel me? And it's about not leaping from that marketing to like just music. It's about knowing that demographic, knowing your crowd. Like, let's just put it in that analogy, like 10 people. Yeah. If you have 10 people that fuck with you and your music and your motion, and when you drop, they listen and shit, it's just about like paying attention to them and serving them. Like, your audience is like you're working for them almost. You feel me? Like, you dropping music, they hungry for that. You know, I just dropped Made in Togo, and somebody was talking to me, and all they wanted to talk about was the Therapist Session 3 that I told them that will be the next thing I'm dropping. You feel me? People are hungry. You feel me? Feed your audience. Feed your audience. It's all about feeding your audience. Don't worry about nobody else's audience. You feel me? It's a podcast. I forgot them. I think they're called like Cheat Code or something, and it's like people from the industry. They just drop gems. And one of the guys said, in the music industry, it's about being the king of your own hill. You're not gonna get Tupac fans, not never. You feel me? You won't get 2 Chainz fans, not ever. You won't get Wayne fans, not ever. You feel me? You gotta be the king of your own hill, and it's about building your hill. Shit, how small, how big you want it to be, build it. You feel me? Go out, and it's about doing these shows. It's about putting in that work. It's about connecting and dropping shit and doing these music videos and feeding your audience. It all ties into feeding your audience. If you're not feeding your audience, like I remember I invited some of my people to one of my shows, and shout out Tim. He was like, yo, I'm proud of you, cause like people say they do music, but shit, you really out here doing it. You feel me? It was like a surprise to him to see the other aspect of being an artist, like performing. You feel me? Like, there's more to it. You feel me?
It's easy to see the online stuff too, and not really realize what the behind the scenes and what doing all those shows and and all the bringer shows. Yeah, and you got to bring 20 people and all. Like that's the real grind. You know, making the songs is one thing.
Yo, and I came up to like a mindset where, when it comes to one artist, you could run your social media however you want to run it. I'm gonna tell you how I run it. I run it like a business. So like everything that I post there is all generated for efforts to promote music or something business wise. You feel me? If I just drop a picture, that's just me clowning around. You feel me? But it's like it's just something you use to generate. And what I was trying to say was that in the beginning it was all about how can I do it on social media? How can I do it for social media? How can I, like, it was all about social media. But as I grew as an artist, I realized that you get more impact from doing it for the real world. Meaning like going to real shows and talking to real people. When I go to these shows and after my set, people come up to me, say like, yo, I fuck with that song. I fuck with trapping, man. That shit turn me up. I'm about to add that shit to my workout playlist. Like you create real fans. When I started doing more shows, my streams started going up. That shit not by surprise. You feel me? Like everything add up. You feel me? Everything add up. So like it's about growing your audience and serving your people and shit. And people share shit that they like. You feel me? Nobody talks about the song that they don't like. You feel me? Nobody hears a song and it's like, yo, Brandon, I heard this song and I fucking hate it. We wouldn't even waste our time like that. If we love it, we'll go share it. You feel me? And it's about creating and serving your audience. They're gonna love it. They're your audience. They're glad that they're getting something new from you, and they're gonna share it. And if you really like make something good for people, it's gonna last and you'll grow like that, and that's where you get leverage. So let's talk about grinding till you get that leverage.
Gosh, you dropped a lot of game today, dude. Is there what do you see on the horizon? I already asked you. You already talked about your why. You already went through the album and everything, and what you're focusing on now. But like, what's across the what's on the horizon for you, man? Like, what are you shooting for here with this music stuff?
Man, we looking at like I was talking to my boy Eli the other day, and for some reason he was like, yo, because we was talking about Hustlemania, how we have that company going and it's going good, it's going great, amazing. he was like, man, we should do a mall or something. And for some reason, it was like, oh shit, like he just like it was like it wasn't a regular idea. You feel me? And like shit like that is what I do it for. Like to do shit that we ain't even think about doing. You feel me? Like what? Like a mall. But to say where this music shit is going, man, we want to take this shit to a level where we feeding everybody around us. We creating jobs. We damn near already we're doing the jobs that we're gonna pay somebody for later on in the future. And we just want to be able to provide for as many people that, you know, believe in what we do, as Hustle Mania, the Hustle Club, Cassi B, Akuvi, anybody that believe in any of those, join the journey and join the ride, and it's definitely benefits. So we want to take this shit to a level where we feeding our family, in the simplest answer.
Thanks for doing this today.
Hell yeah. Big Bop Cast. Yeah.
Let go, boy. Shout out to B. Appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Brandon filling in for the OG Tret today.
Yeah. Shout out Slim Gaddafi. Yeah.
All right, Cos, do your shout outs, bro. Get your shout outs out of the way before we wrap this. You got any more? There's a lot today.
Yo, real quick. I know we're trying to wrap. I just want Cassi to touch on this like a little bit more. Mm-hmm. You mentioned it. Akuvi. What is Akuvi?
Yeah, great question.
Oh man, thanks for dropping that, Brandon. So Akuvi is an acronym. It stands for Always Know Your Vibe Is Everything. As I said, I started it my freshman year of college at Fairleigh Dickinson University. I was close with a fashion show's director, and she ordered a bunch of apparel, and she ordered 60 shirts. And 20 was given to the models and 40 was given to the audience. Like, they just threw it out. And it just so happened to, by the grace of God, that was a very, very, very successful fashion show, because a bunch of college students from different colleges attended it. And then after that, like the following week, like everybody was wearing them in different campuses. And it was like, where is this shit coming from? And it was like, okay, like I gotta provide. You feel me? So serve your community. So yeah, and it's an acronym. It stands for Always Know Your Vibe Is Everything. It's my mom's name as well. Her name is Akuvi.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So and yeah. So that's Akuvi. So we started that brand in 2016. Shout out Kyrie Irving. He got a hoodie.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Kyrie Irving we drove 4 hours to Boston. He played with Celtics at the time. Drove to Boston, handed to him.
What was that like?
His father.
What was it like though to do that?
It was a plug. Shout out Gaddafi. He set it up. He was actually he painted something for Kyrie, and he brought me in as a photographer. And me having a brand, like we said the word before, leverage. If you're a hustler, you're gonna bless yourself, not stress yourself. So I went and I brought that along, and he took it. We took pictures. It was a great moment. It was all about my cousin Slim, and he shined that day, and we gave him all the glory because he did something tough. You feel me? And then the following week, I got a text message like, yo, he loved a hoodie and his father won the hoodie. No, so like that's the same day I was doing deliveries.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody's just people, bro.
Yeah, it's the same day. The day I got that message, I was with my boy E. That's the same day we got the accident doing deliveries for Akuvi.
Wow.
Yeah. So you want to have a business, you want to enjoy the ups and the downs. That's what it comes with, man. But Akuvi, Always Know Your Vibe Is Everything, is a mental health clothing brand. Our first commercial was on the Shade Room, got over 250,000 views. We did a lot of numbers on the website, and we just plan to serve our people, our target audiences, college students, and we just want to help this thing grow and promote mental health.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yo, so what is it? Since we're on it, what is it about the mental health? Like, do you have your own struggles? Like, why is the mental health component involved there?
I didn't know for a long time. I had situational depression, and I didn't know until like I think like my second year of college, and I was really going through it. And I was like, it was to the point where I didn't know why, because I just thought it was normal. I thought everybody had it and shit. And then it was crazy because I finally went to a therapist on campus, and I never thought I'd go to a therapist. And I did one session, and then I never went again. But that wasn't because of the therapist. I guess it was too early for me to go. But like I was feeling it so much that I had to do something. So I went, and so I used that experience and like through my music as well. Like that's why I have the therapist session 1, session 2, and shit, to pour light into mental health awareness and like letting people know like, yo, that shit is real. Like that shit is not no joke. You feel me? Like your most like the goofiest people, they be probably the saddest people for real, you know. And a lot of it have to do with, you know, them how they grew up and traumas, you feel me. And not a lot of people are blessed to know like growing up, it was all about hustling, how to survive, you feel me. Didn't nobody talked about emotional what is it called, emotional knowledge, emotional intelligence, they call it EQ. Yeah, like nobody taught us that.
No, not my family either,
you feel me. Nobody taught us that. So like with that, you know, added on, like to not have that, it's just crazy, you feel me. It's just crazy. You don't even know how to feel. That's why it was so good to make music, because that's just the way I express.
It's an emotional regulation tool.
Yeah, you feel me? It's the way I express. Mm-hmm. Like my deepest songs, they come from like the craziest moments of my life and shit. Yeah. And so when you listen to the songs, you'll know.
It must have ended up helping you, I guess, then doing that, or
what?
The therapy itself. Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I advise. Like, I was just having a conversation with my mom today about therapy, and I was like, yo, Mom, like, you don't have to have you don't gotta think that you're, like, good to not go to therapy.
You don't have to have something wrong with you to go to therapy.
Exactly. You feel me? And she was like, nah. Like, you feel me? So she still has that mindset, and I had that mindset, but my mindset was also, that, oh, why should I go to therapy and talk to a stranger? I'd rather talk to somebody that I know or been through what I've been through to relate. Mm-hmm. But, you know, over the years, I grew to realize that it's deeper than that. Like, they actually went to school and know psychology and know it's the why. It's not so much of the actions or the experience. It's about the experience, but it's also about the why. You know, all your reactions has a why, and they will help you, you know, unlock that, you feel me. So go to therapy if you don't, even if you feel like you're good. Like, it's kind of like a checkup, you know. You go to check up for your body, go to check up for your brain.
I like a mental diet,
diagnosis
diet. Yeah, dude, that's it. There's both. You can't just focus on one or the other one.
Yeah,
that's like the same, you know. When I look up to somebody, it's like I don't want to look up to just an entrepreneur. I want to look up to a jacked entrepreneur, because I want to be a jacked entrepreneur. I just want to look up to people that I want to be like. I'm not, if I have maybe there's an overweight entrepreneur who's really successful, it's like I'm not looking up to you.
Right.
I'm looking up to somebody who is exactly like what I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
that makes sense.
And that's mental diet and physical diet. There's people who can sculpt their bodies perfectly, and their life is fucking in shambles, dude. So you know what I'm saying? So like the fact is, you're so right though. We have to value it, but we weren't brought up on it, and that's just because the people who brought us up didn't know it either.
Yeah, it's nobody's fault. It's all about, you know, it's 2022 now. You know, doing your own work to go and find the help that you need.
Dude, this is a lot of fun today, man. I really appreciate you doing this. That's why I'm glad I started closing it up early, because I knew we'd do an extra half an hour, and we're coming right up on 2 hours right now. So hell yeah, man. I
Big Bop Cast, yeah.
Hey, you know it, man. Is there anything you want to say before we hop off? If not, we'll leave it. We'll
yeah. I want to say, watch out for a Kuvi Fall Winter Collection 2022. Bigger than big. What are you bigger than? I'm bigger than my depression. I'm bigger than anxiety. I'm bigger than self-doubt. I'm bigger than anybody who's against me. I'm bigger than the competition. Coming soon. Go get that. Coming soon.
All the links in the show notes and description, wherever you're listening or watching right now. Cassi B, thanks for doing this today, my brother.
Appreciate that, man.
Anytime. B, brother B. Thank you for doing this, my man.
You were very, very welcome. Thank you for having me.
Anytime, dude. Hooking it up. Like I said, everything in the description and show notes. You can find Cassi B's music there as well as Akuvi and his clothing brand. Everything related to him. As you know, I say it every time. I'm going to say it here now, too. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Bobcast. And we are on all platforms, even the ones nobody uses.
Bam.
Peace.
Pew.